Greetings, Earthlings! Planet Mitch, founder and master of the universe over at Planet5D.com, where we're bringing you some awesome DSLR and big boy camera and other kinds of awesome news for you filmmakers and photographers. We've got a lot of great things going on over at Planet5D, and I am always incredibly excited to share with you the results of our Simple Sunday survey. And, okay, I confess, I'm behind. I've actually produced episodes 6, 8, 9, and now 10. 7 still missing. I've produced them and I've recorded them, and I just have really failed in getting them out on time and posting them on the blog, so I apologize about that. We're covering lenses in Simple Sunday survey number 10. But we're going to talk specifically about lens brands. As I want to get into Simple Sunday survey number 10, I also want to remind you that we're doing some awesome weekly podcasts with DJ over at DSLR Film Noob. We just did episode number 10 last week over there, and they seem to sort of currently be matching up in numbers with our Simple Sunday surveys, but we're getting several thousand viewers watching on YouTube as well as listening on DJ's SoundCloud and iTunes. We're all on iTunes now, so we're covering a lot of great stuff, having a lot of fun. I record those on Thursdays with DJ. He's also doing an episode on Tuesdays, and so he's really rocking it out. Check out the DSLR Film Noob podcast at dslrfilmnoob.com. and also on Planet5D.com. Last week, we talked about lenses, and I'm also showing the image of the 5DS because that was announced a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about bodies and all that kind of stuff. And now we're talking about lenses because lenses are just as important as the bodies, right? So the question this week was, what lens brands are you using? And I tried to find every lens brand known to man, and I missed a couple, of course, but big shock here. Canon's coming in number 1. Now, is that because Canon's really rocking it? Or is there some bias because we tend to have a lot of Canon readers, seeing as how Planet 5D includes the name 5D, and I've been told by some Nikon people that they don't read Planet 5D because they think it's nothing but Canon, but you guys know that we cover everything. We don't cover just Canon stuff, but we also realize that Canon tends to be leading the market in many of these things. And so our readers have a whopping 69% Canon. So just other numbers here, Nikon 24%. So there are some Nikon people out there that are reading the blog, obviously. Sigma came in at 27%, and Zeiss also came in at 27%. Very cool that those lenses are so popular. I wasn't quite sure those were going to be as high as they are. Sigma is apparently getting a lot of good reviews. Rokinon, or however you say that, many people say it differently, came in at 18%, so that makes it number 5 on the list of Planet 5D readers. They've been coming up with some awesome new lenses lately, and we talked about those with DJ on the podcast the last couple of weeks. They seem to be really rocking it as well. Leica came in at 13%, Panasonic came in at 14%, Tamron at 15%. I've had a couple of Tamron lenses in the past. I currently have, to answer your question, I have Canon, and I also have a Lensbaby. So they came in with only 4%, by the way. So you see there's quite a wide split here. There's a lot of different brands that are being represented. And I did find one thing that was very interesting in the results, and that was 30% of you only specified one brand. 30% of you only have one brand of lenses, which is rather fascinating. Quite a bit of those were Zeiss, so apparently those of you filmmakers love Zeiss lenses. The other big chunk, and probably the biggest chunk, of course, was Canon. Some people only love Canon lenses. And there were a few other lens manufacturers mentioned that I kind of missed. I missed Minolta and Konica. Probably should have thrown that in there. There were a couple of people with Vivitars. A couple of Hasselblads, which was interesting. Somebody specified no brand Chinese TV lenses, so that was also another interesting. And so you see there are some other brands that I didn't quite get, but most of these were only write-ins, and most of them were only singles. And Lomo, I'd love to see somebody using a Lomo lens. I think we actually covered that, as a matter of fact. Somebody did a Lomo lens on a 5D Mark III or a 5D Mark II somewhere in the past. I bet there's an article out there on that crazy Planet 5D website that covers all sorts of stuff. We don't cover just Canon, people. So it looks like Canon's really kicking butt in the lens department. There are quite a few other good names in there. And remember, it's not the lens and it's not the body, it's the story that you're trying to tell, right? Let's not forget about the story. If you want to tell us some good things that we should be asking, send me a note, planetmitch@planet5d.com, and we'll do a survey about your ideas. This isn't just about me. This is about what you want to know. And I know several of you have got some great questions out there. Tune in next week for another Simple Sunday survey. And of course, if you're not getting an invitation to answer the Simple Sunday survey, that's because you're not subscribing to the Planet 5D daily email list. And we send that out only to those subscribers on Sunday evenings. So if you want to participate, you got to join. I also want to remind you that I have the camera conundrum. And again, many of you probably aren't in the bucket where you need this, but if you're looking for some awesome information about the why behind choosing a particular camera for a particular film or video project, cameraconundrum.com is a great place to go to check that out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a reader of Planet 5D. We love what you're doing. Inspire us by showing us what you're working on, and we'll share it with our readers. Send it in to planetmitch@planet5d.com, and we'll talk to you again next week. Go out and shoot something! Is that a good thing to say? Should I be saying that? Is that instilling violence in the American society? Go out and shoot something!